All right, a little bit of a missed opportunity inviting a brewer to breakfast. You should always invite them to lunch and dinner. They bring beer. So as said, my name's David Walker, co-proprietor and owner of the Firestone Walker Brewing Company. Little history, my brother-in-law and partner Adam Firestone and myself started the brewery in 1995. He was a third-generation winemaker and running the winery with his brother Andrew. And I was growing grapes and making a living in the Silicon Valley. We both sort of had an artisanal bias. We loved the concept of taking stuff from soil to glass. We had a sort of a secret closet admiration of Willy Wonka. The concept of sort of whirring cogs and spinning packaging lines and steam coming out of the roof of your building sort of appealed to us. And we both loved beer. And also Adam had been sort of in the bleachers for the American wine revolution through his life. And he'd seen a wine business go from Ripple being the #1 selling wine in 1970 to where it is today. So we decided to start a craft brewery. We borrowed the family name, created the Firestone Walker Brewing Company, and started brewing. The first 10 years, it was really difficult. It was actually bloody impossible, I can assure you. The brewing was difficult, but we sort of figured that out pretty quickly, but it was the consumer that was the challenge. I'll give you a great example. We had this tavern about 8 miles away from our brewery, and I toddled down there on a regular basis when we first started and would pitch our beautiful beer that was fermented in oak barrels and had beautiful English hops. It was a beer called Double Barrel Ale, and I just could not move this barkeep. He just wouldn't buy it as he clutched his Foster's handle close to his breast. And so eventually I sort of broke with order and politeness. I said, listen, let me tell you a little bit about that Foster's beer. I said, you know, the Foster's brothers, who actually were American, they were Irish-American, they stopped brewing that beer in 1910 in Melbourne. The beer has been owned by several breweries since that point, and frankly, it's currently owned by Heineken in Europe, South American breweries in America, and Molson in Canada. And in fact, the beer that you're drinking right there was brewed in Canada that day, and that brewery is owned by a Chinese conglomerate. And he sort of began to get it at that point, because now he had a brewery up the road versus something that didn't have a story. But more importantly, today, that just wouldn't be a conversation in this sort of farm-to-table world that we live in. Anyway, ourselves and hundreds of other small craft brewers, we all sort of banded together, told our stories, our authentic stories, and the craft beer revolution really kicked off. So today, we've got a nice brewery out in Paso Robles. We are, if you're into metrics, we're the 20th largest brewery in America. We're the 4th largest in California, which is sort of cool. We sell 75% of our beer in California, and half of that in the Tri-Counties. The thing I'm most proud of is our team up the road. We've been voted best mid-sized brewer in the world 4 times out of the last 6 times it's been held. No brewer has ever done it more than once. So the artisans are alive and kicking in this county, I promise you. So let me give you quick 4 good reasons why you should drink local craft beer. The first one is a no-brainer, and you all know it. It's fresh and local. Anything that's fresh and local is usually a lot better. Fresh bread, fresh fish. You know, I really don't need to expand on that much. But most craft beer is fresh, regional, local. The second is efficiency, and this is going to appeal to the environmentalists and the accountants in the room. Think about the energy, time and energy and footprint of moving a cold beer from my brewery to your lips versus moving a beer from Rotterdam to your lips. Just think about that. You don't really need to see, I don't need an economist to explain that formula and riddle to you, but if you drink local, you're eliminating a lot of moving parts. The third thing is we're a jobs machine, and we are magnificently inefficient. We employ 350 people to keep the lights on in our brewery, but more importantly, and you're going to get some percentages out of me now, 7% of the beer that was brewed in America last year was brewed by craft brewers. We employ 50% of the people engaged in America in the business of brewing beer. 50%. So you need to encourage the brewers. The The second thing is it's probably a little bit, I don't know whether this is important, but it's actually quite patriotic. Because if you actually look at breweries in this country today, 85% of the beer that people drank in America was actually drunk by, it was either imported or it was made by foreign-owned breweries, because now pretty much all the breweries in America are actually foreign-owned. The largest brewery in America currently is Yuengling. So you could say the future of American beer is in the hands of the craft brewers. So that's really all I got, other than to say that, I'd like to say that our great success has been based on the brilliance of my partner and I. And without question, our diligence and tenacity has got us this far. But I think really the most important thing is we're part of a broad-based consumer movement in tune with the times. And if as operators and as business owners, you're not connected with authentic stories to your customers, they can't feel the sides of your operation and really touch the brands and the things that you're creating, you're going to struggle. And we've pretty much surfed in on that. Thank you.
Thank you.